Hello everybody, this is Abraham, and what we have here today is a 2014 Honda Odyssey, and we're gonna do the software upgrade on it. For the few years I've been getting emails about getting an updated software for the car. And I finally broke down and bought it. I didn't realize that it wouldn't be as easy as I thought it was. So in the package we got a DVD number 1 for navigation system update and DVD number 2, which is probably the entertainment system update. As I was looking on how to do it, I actually got quite a confusing information, because in the package, let me open it up. On the first page, it says, start the vehicle in a well-ventilated area and leave the engine running on position for the duration of the first update, approximately 45 minutes. Do not shut off the vehicle at any time. So number 1, make sure you got a full tank of gas. Turn off all the Bluetooth devices. Insert the map update disk 1 into the system disk slot. Do not use the DVD player unit. Now, on most cars, you have a separate unit that has the DVD map update. I was looking all over the car, couldn't find it. So I had to call, because this is, as I considered, a CD player. And these things are DVDs. So I thought this can't be it. But as I was told by the people who sold it to me, that's where it goes. Make sure you don't have any discs in there. All right, so that's number 1. So we put disc 1 in there. Number 2, this set comes specific for the vehicle, for the VIN number. You can look it up through settings and system settings. So you push settings on here. Back up. This is Touring Elite, so it has more involved entertainment system. So if you have touring or different, you have different setup here, this might not apply. It might work differently. So you push the settings, and under settings you scroll to system settings, and in system settings you need to push this central dialer into all the way back, others, and at the bottom of others you have system device information, and you have on that screen, you have the software version, you have the device ID, you have to submit that screenshot, or that information from the screen, so take a screenshot, to the people who sell you the software update. It's all tied into all those things. All right, let's get back to the map. And first thing, we'll put this disc in. Let's see what happens. On your with your package, there is a instruction manual and activation code. this activation code will work only with your VIN number. So in other words, once I'm done with the update, the discs are basically useless. I cannot sell them. I cannot give them. I mean, the discs can be reused, but you have to call them and get the activation code for a specific VIN number. So if this is 2014, this update will only work on 2014 cars. Interesting. It asked absolutely nothing. Put the disc in and it just goes on warning you, do not shut off the engine, do not touch the car, do not move the car. That's in the instructions, because moving the car could cause the skips and the disc would read improperly and you will get problems. While it's doing that, I wanted to mention that I've looked through the manual for system update, and there's literally nothing in this manual on how to update the system. It's just how to use the system, but there's nothing about the update. So I got all these books and nothing in there says this is how you do it. So let's look on you. On some cars, as I was looking online and on YouTube, I did not find any information. Okay, update system software 297. Let's see. I guess I wasn't looking hard enough. It was actually on the previous page. The U is split between two pages. Okay. Honda is continually expanding the scope of nav system updates. To purchase update, obtain your VIN number using the system device information. Go to hondanavi.com. Update is not available from a dealer. Oh, that's interesting. A dealer may be able to assist you in installing the update. There is no free updates. No free updates. And it does not say where to put the disc in. It basically says you go to hondanavi.com to get your update. So Honda itself really doesn't distribute. This is some kind of a third party, because the information in here was, as I was reading, they were talking about Ford and Chevy and others. So this company looks like is dealing with many different manufacturers, car manufacturers. While we're talking, this thing is still updating. It's at 21%. As it said, the update would take about 45 minutes, so we're gonna take a little break. All right, the progress bar is not going in linearly. It was at 28%, then it suddenly jumped to 40%. While it was doing that, I was reading the booklet, and I want to get some highlights for those that like to know things before they actually do that. So number 1, you start the vehicle. Number 2, you turn off all the Bluetooth. Number 3, you insert the map. And number 4, the screen will display what we're seeing right now. It's gonna go through. Then it's what it looks like it's doing is it's copying the actual CD into the internal either hard drive or memory, and only after it's done copying, the actual update will commence. It will ask for the code, and you can enter the code. Looks like if you have a touch screen, so this thing has the touch screen, that one does not. If you do not have a touch screen, you use the dialer. So it's gonna update the map data, and it wants the password. Oh, I see. The code is your navigation system code. If you remove the battery and you put it back in, the code that you enter. In my case, when I replaced the battery, it just asked me to bring the key closer somewhere, and it read the code from the key. Let's see. So you gotta have your key ready in Touring Elite. If yours is not, you must have a code. So obtain the code before you start updating this system, if you don't have it. All right. Once the code is entered, then the map data, and that's where you put the password that you received with your kit. And the process is fairly automatic. This is the number 13 is where the 45-minute begins. So at this point, it's not 45 minutes. At this point, it is just copying the disk in. And then it's gonna update disk 2 using disk 2 and map update. After the map update is complete, you want to activate. System restart the nest. So you restart the system. Once you restart the system, and do not eject the DVD or turn off the engine. Oh, I wonder how you do the restart. I must ask you something. Okay, we'll see that. So current version, new version, updating automatically in the background. All right. It's interesting that the dealer doesn't provide these services. Some system error messages. Map data on this disk is invalid. Incorrect password. If you want to cancel the update. Disk error if the disk is unreadable. Code error 1. Incorrect security code entered. Okay. Well, I don't have the code for the car. And the last piece is important. If you shut off the engine, basically they're saying that it's not a big problem. The update will cancel, and shut off the vehicle for 5 minutes, restart the engine, and application update will begin again and reboot twice. So at any rate, you gotta have a full tank and just let it run. It is interesting that this update is not done by a dealer. You gotta do it yourself. Wow. And as I said, I haven't found any information about Honda Odyssey, and I'm sure there are other Hondas and Acuras that use this same system for updating, where you just get sent a DVD and you gotta do it yourself. So let's wait a little bit and we'll come back. System is at 99%, 100%. Let's see what what we're gonna do, what it's gonna do. I can hear it clicking in there. By the way, I was at the Consumer Electronics Show, and the company there was about automotive electronics. Whole thing runs on Linux. This is all Linux. Customized Linux for basically running your DVD and entertainment system. In fact, the car's computer operating system is Linux also. It is a very customized, embedded version, but it is running on Linux. And I was asking why, and they said it's easier to do it that way. Basically, the software is created universally for all cars and then customized for each specific one. That's why there is a disconnect between car manufacturers and software that runs your entertainment system. There are errors in it, things that sometimes don't make sense. And that's because they simply buy that software from a vendor. They test it quickly on their cars, assuming that it works. When I had tried to use the entertainment system on this car by connecting my Bluetooth phone and this entertainment system to the internet, it was working, but then it hung up. The whole thing just hung up. I could not believe it. None of the buttons worked. Of course, by restarting the car, it reset itself, but I figured, holy cow, this thing is real junk. I do not like the entertainment system, infotainment system in Honda in this particular car. In order for me to select a radio station, I have to look at the radio, and if I have to look at the radio, I'm taking my eyes off the road. I have to go back and forth between pages. I cannot set up favorites. The buttons are small. I have to concentrate on what I'm doing. In other words, in order for you to use the infotainment system, you have to stop. You have to stop the car and use it. And just for changing a radio station, that's too much to ask. I do not want to stop the car for that. I mean, it can be done while you drive, but you really have to look at what you're pushing on the screen. The screen sensitivity is not that good, so when you push the buttons, it sometimes doesn't register that you pushed it. Not really happy with this setup. And things that you have to set up on your navigation, so like entering the address, you have to use the dialer to go back and forth to punch in the street. I have the touch screen. Why not put all the letters in front of me on the touch screen so I can enter that? That doesn't work. So I'm hoping that this upgrade will fix some of those problems. I doubt it will, though. Normally there isn't a major change in how the system operates. Alright, the second bar has completely filled up. Okay, so it's doing some kind of sectional updates or installations or copyings. I have no idea. It's not really telling me what it's doing. There's a SH-NK. There was different set of letters before. We'll just wait for all those things to complete. The second or third progress bar, that sh-nk, is completing right now. We'll see what's going to happen afterwards. So this thing has been running for more than 20 minutes, well, more than 25 minutes, and they're saying that the process is 45 minutes, but as they said, the process is 45 minutes after it done loading. And we'll see how long this process is. Alright, so there's the full bar. Let's see where it goes from now. Aha. So the next one, BU, you come. Alright. Oh, now this one is changing. This one's going faster. Alright, we'll wait. This process is super boring. I didn't realize that I'm using my phone to record this, and my car stereo is not working. My phone is locked up with the video. I gotta have another device here to entertain myself. I can't drive. I don't want to leave because something might pop up on the screen that I want to answer. It's just a boring process. I can probably read my manuals. Alright, the whole system just went dark. Okay, on my car, this is what it says. To enter security code automatically, push and hold the audio power button for 2 seconds. So let's do that. Well, that didn't work. But it says if this doesn't work, manually enter the code using the touch panel below. But this one is not showing. Oh, gotta be patient. Oh, wonderful. I see. I had to wait for this, so let's push and hold for 2 seconds. Uh-huh. Map update disk detected. Yes. Alright, this is where we enter our password. And let's take a look at the password. It is, well, it would be nice if they said activation code, not password. Alright, well, let me put this down and enter it. So the system knows how many digits there is, and we're gonna click OK. Well, oh, I see. So the time it took to get to this screen was 45 minutes. And it says now another 45 minutes for the map update. So we click yes. Do not eject the disk or turn the engine off. So it's a much longer process than 45 minutes, that's for sure. Well, thank you for lying. They should say 2 times 45 minutes. But at least the radio is on. Let's see, is it working?
Every location.
Yeah, the radio is on. So it's doing the map update, which is the separate from the entertainment system update. Let's see. And this is what I'm talking about. If I want to listen to the Bluetooth, I have to push this little button, find the Bluetooth. These buttons are good, but they could have put just 4 rows, because there's only 4 rows and they will fit in here, all 4 rows on here. And it would be nice if I could choose which ones go where. Like, I don't use XM, I don't use hard drive. I do not like how hard drive works on this car. So I can, if I could rearrange these things, it would be nice. And let's see, audio source. Yeah, I don't really have anything else. The other thing that's really annoying is when you're in audio settings. Let's see, like sound settings. You have to get to here, you have to find it. It's not apparent where do you go to move, like balance or fader. Where is that? In other words, kind of not thought through an infotainment system. All right, we'll just wait for that to complete. As I have been reading through the manual, I found the download POI, and interestingly, you can get a CSV file. Let's see. You can download POI data from various POI websites. I never knew you could do that. So I gotta take a look and see what's available as far as POI. POI is a point of interest, so I guess restaurants and museums and maybe gas stations and whatnot could be downloaded from the internet, and you put it on a USB flash drive, you put the USB in here, and the system reads it and imports into itself. How interesting. I didn't know that. Well, it's always good to read information that's given to you, but who has time? Alright, I heard a beep, and now it's asking for disk 2. And it didn't take 45 minutes. It would be nice if it spit out the disk 1. Alright, let's pull that one out. And put disk 2 in. Alright. It's interesting how it does it. When I pulled the disk out, it kind of said, okay, we're done. And then you put the disk 2 in, and it continues on halfway where it left off. One of the things that I was reading about in my navigation manual is I used to have a Toyota, and on Toyota you can put flags on where you have been. So if you arrived at the customer site or at the somewhere, you could just hit a little button and put a flag in there. So next time you can actually just go back to the flag instead of re-entering the location. And that function for memorizing the location you're at was really useful. I used it all the time. And Honda, I do not see that here. I have not been able to find that. When I was at the dealer, I've asked about the function, and they didn't know what I was talking about. But again, talking to a dealer doesn't mean anything almost always. So I'm looking for that information in the booklet. Quite a few minutes have passed, and it's still running the upgrade. We'll come back when it's done. This does take a long time. Twice what I was quoted. Wow. it is still continuing. I come back about every 15 minutes and it's still going and going and going. And I can't do anything. Holy guacamole. Another 20 minutes have passed. This is longer than 45 minutes. This car has been on for 2 hours now. Unbelievable. That's a long time. It is still going and going and going and going. Wow. Reserve at least 2 hours for doing this kind of work on your car. I'm not doing anything. The progress bar is completely filled. And it's been sitting like this for at least 5 minutes. Or maybe time goes faster when you have to sit and watch, like the watched pot never boils. But I have done so much all around and it's still not done. All right, the map update is complete. A system restart is necessary. Okay, system is restarting. Okay, this restart's probably gonna take longer. All right. Well, I don't see anything obviously different. I'll have to drive and see what's. Oh, I see. There is a new icon in there. That little icon right there wasn't there before. Okay, this is it. That takes about 2 hours. I don't know what else it's doing, but it's not prompting me for anything. I think I saw something like that in instructions, and I'll read about it. So for those that want to know, the process is relatively simple, but it's really time consuming. Probably better to do it in the evening than in the morning. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your day. Subscribe. Give me likes. And save money.